Hi everyone, it's Heather with North Avenue Inc. And it is Tuesday, February 18th. Did you have a snowy weekend? We sure did here in Vermont. And I got a lot of crafting done. I got a lot of fantastic projects completed. And I did some research too on some wonderful things that we could do for classes coming up in the spring. So I'm going to share with you the cards that are on my desk from this weekend and let you know about a class that I'm going to do at the house Saturday, the 20, what is it, the 20, let's see, the 18th, 22, February 22nd at my house in Burlington from 12:30 to 2:30. That's a $15 class, and I'm going to show you the cards first so you know if you'd like to participate, and then we'll get to tonight's project. Okay, let me put the camera down, and there we go. All right, so the class this weekend is one that I had told you about a month ago, and it is the Terrific Toadstools class. We'll be making 5 cards using a variety of stamp sets, and I will have everything cut for you. You'll be able to stamp and die cut these 2 images on your own, and I have the punches and die cuts of all these ready. This is a fussy cut, and that won't take you much to do. But I wanted to show you also the paper. This is a retired paper that I have just a little bit left with, and it seems like a great one for fall. So we have 5 cards, $15 this weekend. And if you message me, I will give you the information and how to sign up. Tonight, we are going to be working with a layout that, and I'm just going to set this here for you, that you are going to want to have to make 1 card, a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper. You're going to want to have a base panel and a coordinating color of cardstock. You're going to have a flip card in a second color of cardstock, and you're going to use that same cardstock to cut the sentiment piece. And then, of course, anything you want for embellishments, basic white. I'm going to show you how I did this weekend, and I have posted these online. You may have seen them, but I want you to take a look at them as a set, because I was looking for something that I could use as a set for a craft show and have them have coordinating envelopes, something that would be a little bit gifty that somebody might be interested in. So this is paper that I had lots of left, and I thought, boy, it goes really well with the mushrooms. So I created this set. The layout, I'm just going to post here. This is from Connie's. Connie Stewart did a live presentation a couple days ago, and I loved it so much that I wanted to give it a shot and try and make it my own. And so I did make some tweaks to it. And I would encourage you to check out her presentation. She's so wonderful, so enthusiastic, and certainly has so many good ideas and years of experience. But this was a pack of designer series paper. And what's beautiful about these layouts is that for each piece of paper, you get to use multiple pieces of it. So if you look really carefully here, this is actually the back side of this designer series paper. This is actually the back side of this designer series paper. Okay. And you're just pulling the colors from the cardstock, from the paper that you have in the packet. Okay, and there's plenty of scraps when you do this to use for embellishments. The envelopes that Connie taught us how to make are, she suggested using a piece of white copy paper on the front, and I'm not sure that that's how I'm going to go with the final plan. I have some other ideas to try, but basically, you're making an envelope that will fit perfectly and match perfectly your card. Okay, so let me show you the project that we're going to do tonight with this same layout. Okay, we are going to be using Delightful Wishes, and I'm going to continue with this layout and some more stepped up versions on Thursday night with Linked Together. And both of these stamp sets have coordinating dies that that are available to purchase. I did pre-die cut some of the sentiments tonight, so we don't have to waste time doing that. I want you basically to just get the layout down tonight. So let's take a look here at what I had pulled for papers. And hopefully I won't lose anything on the floor. This is the Bloom Impressions Designer Series paper that is available as a freebie with celebration purchases of $60 or more. And the links are in the description of the videos. I hope that you'll take advantage of this free paper. There's so many other freebies out there. Take a look. We have until the 28th of February to take advantage of Celebration. It happens just once a year now. You can see that I die cut these sentiments. And I've already stamped just one sentiment here tonight. This is also a die cut label from the set. And just some flowers in white and Summer Splash to go with the projects tonight. So to do this, I'm going to see if I can make this clear to you. If you were to take your 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper, because when you get oodles of paper during celebration, sometimes we don't really know what to do. I'm going to lift this up here. Let's see if we get this. So if you have a whole 12 by 12 sheet of paper and you have projects, what a better time to use oodles of designer paper. I mean, for heaven's sakes. So here is what would be the envelope piece, 8.5 by 8.5. And then you're left with, let's see, this one was here, 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 and here. You're left with, get it all in. These strips, you cut the 8.5 by 8.5, and you have these two strips that basically you're going to cut down to 4 3/4. Leave the width the same, and that's what you can use for the cards. And then you have just these two pieces left over, which I know can be embellishments. They could be punched out. They could be a whole nother card. So anyhow, I wanted to show you the colors I chose and put together for tonight. We're not going to do the purple. And I don't know if I'll be able to complete all these cards tonight. I'm going to do at least one for you, maybe two. And then I'll show you the rest on Thursday. So you don't have to stay on too late tonight, because it's the same process over and over and over. So you need your 12 by 12 piece of paper cut down to 8.5 by 8.5 and the designer series paper pieces from that. And then you need a base panel. So usually when we make a card, you have an open and shut, right, like that. This card relies on one base that you place the card on top of. Okay, so the colors that I pulled together were Daffodil Delight, and then you get this little piece of it. So when you get your 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, you're going to cut this at 3 3/4 by 10. Cardstock is 8.5 by 11. So you'll have this little 1-inch piece down here. So when you go to layer your card up, you're going to have something that looks kind of like this, if you choose to do that one, with the sentiment right there. Okay. Let me show you the other card base combinations. This is basic white and Petunia Pop as the base. This is probably my favorite print in the packet of Bloom Impressions paper. And that one will go like that. Okay, but you'll see we can mix these quite a bit. So it was Petunia Pop, Daffodil Delight. This one is pretty in pink base with a summer splash card on it. Okay, like that. And you'll see that some of the patterns are directional. So when you go to cut your strips, you'll notice that some of them are going to be right side and some of them are going to be wrong side. Can you see the difference in that pattern? So when I go to use this on the card, on the front, it would be probably this one, unless I wanted to do a horizontal and mess around with my sentiment in a different location. Okay. So Summer Splash, pretty in pink. And then we had base card, pretty in pink with Melon Mambo. Like that. And that was for this one here. Okay. And this was the Daffodil Delight one. This. Okay, so we're going to start with one of the pink ones because actually, well, I think we're going to do this one because this was one I was thinking about for turning into a St. Patrick's Day card, perhaps. And why don't we just do this one? Because that's what I got out here. Okay, and this goes together so quickly. You could do all kinds of variations with embossing the layers. I think that would be very beautiful. Okay, so we're going to start with creasing our card. Remember, we have a base panel that it's going to be matted on. And this one, I just found that easier to use Stampin' Seal. I'm a fan of green glue, but for this, because there were so many layers going together so quickly, I wanted a dry adhesive. So, and then one of the tricks that I've been trying to use, because I have this little bit of astigmatism here, I know that I'm going to want to line this up. It's using my clear ruler to get it centered and placed down. There we go. Okay. And here are the pieces. And you can see again, one would be for a horizontal card, one would be for vertical. So we're going to do the vertical. Okay. I think it would be really fun too to do some embossing. White embossing powder would look really sharp. So when I show you the projects that I work on tonight and tomorrow night, on Thursday, I'll give you some more ideas with this card. We're going to open it up. Then you would take perhaps the one that was not the right direction. We use the other side of it. I know I had also pulled a Pretty in Peach. Maybe that's what I was going to do, Pretty in Peach. Oh, rats. That's what I was going to do. Well, that's okay. What I love about the colors and the papers is that they're so flexible. Do so much with them, okay? So you're going to go ahead and layer that up. And you can do a plain panel on the inside. I'm going to do that tonight. And we'll just get a regular panel of white. The inside panel, I guess I didn't write that down for you. The inside panel is 3 1/4 by 4 3/8, 3 1/4 by 4 3/8. So let's turn that down. I have my handy dandy trimmer. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you need one, because they are the best. 3 3/4 and 4 3/8. Let's see. Doesn't look quite right. What did I do? I did not get that right. 3 and let's measure that again, shall we? Oh my goodness. 3 1/4, not 3 3/4. 3 1/4. How'd I do there? That looks better. Yep. Hello, hello. I see somebody's joined us. Thank you for joining. We'll see if it's my cousin. Let's see. And hang on here. Say hi if it's you, Trace. And so this will be the inside of the cord. I'm going to put the second piece right up here. Okay. Okay. We'll do the stamping on that in a minute. This is going to go here. And we have sentiment that I had die cut. Where did it go? It's on my desk somewhere. Where did it go? Where did it go? Well, I'll go ahead. There it is. Okay. So I wanted this to go across the top here. And just use the die cuts simply, okay? Just stagger them like that. So I'm going to grab the ink pad, the coordinates. I'm going to grab a little piece of scrap paper, and we'll do a sentiment. So wishing, the sentiments for this are wishing you well, wishing you lots of love, wishing you were here. So this is probably what I would do for my daughter, wishing you were here. That's kind of where we're at these days, is wishing she was around more. So let's just grab that. You'll see with this set, because it is a two-step stamping set, I often will try combinations and just leave them in the stamp case. For future reference. So lay it down, pick it up, and wishing you were here. No, that didn't come out quite even. Let's do it again. Wishing you were here. That's better. Okay. And I will bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is how we do all this fantastic cutting. Going off camera here real quickly. So I have submitted an application for the Because Craft Fair, which is one that I've done before, and it's in May. The other big thing that's coming up for me, as some of you may have gotten an email from me or a message saying, hey, I've got a new email service called Aweber to manage emails for me of newsletters, which I've never really done consistently. And I really want to do that because I think that that's an important service to people who buy products from me. I want them to be able to have lots of ideas going forward. So here's the wishing you were here. And what I will do is kind of layer this here. You want to kind of lay it out. I'm going to do this first. It's kind of like a little bit like a puzzle. I'm going to just trim that piece off. So these are needle tip glue bottles that I have purchased inexpensively. And I just fill them on my own. I'm going to let that dry for a minute before I trim it. So the other thing that is new for me is I have gotten started on Blue Sky. Some of you may have also signed up on Blue Sky. Let me know if you are on Blue Sky and if you would be interested in connecting over there, because I'd love to do that. Go. This is down here low. Wishing you were here. That's going to go there. And again, I'm going to grab my little needle tip dispenser. A lot of folks are able to do this with the green glue. I just put my green glue in a smaller bottle because I'm a messy stamper. Some of you guys know that. Let's see, I think we're going to put the big one here. A little one down here. Wishing you were here. What do you think? Like that? How's that look? Kind of like them overlapped. Second, I can pop one up. Wishing you were here. Let's do it like that. Like that. The other thing with this layout is because it's a flip like this, you have this sort of deception where you can hang stuff off and still make good use of the full die cut. So let me grab my dimensionals. We'll pop these guys on here. And then we'll make the envelope and we'll be on our way. Goodness gracious. So while I am adhering this, to make the envelope, you are going to want to get yourself a piece of box board or leftover paper pumpkin kit liner, a little heavier piece of cardboard than cardstock, because we're going to use Connie's suggestion to make a template. And it's going to be 5 3/8 square, and then we're going to trim a little bit off. So while I'm finishing this card up, if you want to grab your cardboard, you can do that. And we will do the stamping on the inside. It's going to say lots of love. Lots of love. Lots of love. And we're going to grab the color. And we will do one there. I'll do another one there. And grab my yellow. Daffodil Delight. This may actually, I may have goofed this for you. On the inside, go ahead and pop that in. So there's the card. We'll get some sparkles here because you got to have some bling. I have a few of my butterflies left. I think we're going to use some butterflies. Kind of like asking her to fly her way home to Vermont. Okay. Well, maybe we aren't tonight. Those are not coming off easy. Hang on. Oh, just some gold. Some of these guys. In there, and the tiny ones. These are just some of the champagne rhinestones, which I don't believe we have the champagne ones anymore, but what I generally do if I want an interesting color is I will buy the clear rhinestones and color them with my Stamp and Blends markers. So if you need a little extra, that's how you can do that. Wishing you were here. Lots of love. Here's the envelope part. Okay, so hopefully you've got your piece of cardboard, and Connie suggested labeling them and then cutting off just a 1/4 inch of, or 1/2 inch, looks like, on the bottom of one triangle. So you start out with the 5 3/8, and then you're going to turn it into 2 triangles, and you're going to have the sides of your envelope and the top and bottom of your envelope. What I liked about this plan is that I've had a scoreboard in the past, and the envelopes come out square. I never learned how to do to make those as the right envelope size. So this is the side, and what I'm going to tell you to do, instead of doing what Connie did, Connie scored it. This is going to be inside of my envelope. I'm just going to give a little light pencil line and a little light pencil line because I couldn't see the score marks, and I'm a very heavy-handed scorer. So when I went to score the paper, I was actually going right through the paper. And that's not what you want. You want your envelope to be sturdy and to hold the mail for your recipient. And I was looking at this paper and I thought, okay, I really like the sunny yellow, but I think this is a better outside of the envelope for writing on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the sunny yellow on the inside. And then this, you have to kind of open it up, then do, sorry about that glitch. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet. There we go. Back at it. There's the top and the bottom. Okay. And you notice as I'm folding it, I am not doing a real hard crease on it, because when we do all these layered cards and you're making a custom envelope, you want to be careful that you leave enough room. So here we go. What I did is I checked my measurements, then I went back and I trimmed these little corner pieces, and I could see them better with a pencil mark. as opposed to the score mark on pattern paper, because pattern paper is kind of busy. So that's what I did. The other thing that Connie had us using tear and tape for this project to have it ready to mail. So let me show you how that works. I think you probably could use green glue if you were not getting ready to send it out right away. Okay, so this would go like this. And just check the corners. And see, now I actually probably cut a little too deep there. But this is going to fold in like this. I'm going to give it just a little bit extra room. Just a scooch of extra room on the side. Okay. It's easier to do this, kind of rounding it. So rather than glue it without checking, I like the idea of working with the folds to match the card itself and then creasing, because that way you know it's going to go right in to the envelope. Okay, it's not going to be too tight. So we fold those two in. You grab your tear and tape or your adhesive, whatever you are using, and you're going to put adhesive on the bottom flap, like so. And tear and tape is just so easy to work with. I love it. Okay. One of the suggestions she made was to actually trim it so it's neat and tight if you were doing a gift presentation. So probably when I get ready to do these for the craft show, that is what I will do. But nobody's going to see it once the envelope's closed. Okay, so there's that. You're going to pull your paper top off. Take your pick tool, comes in handy for this. If you don't have long fingernails. And then you'll see how we finish it nicely at the top. Okay. So there we go. Gonna gently pull this up like this. And then you've got this little triangle here. And what I did for the ones that I made with the mushrooms is I just fold, because you got tear and tape on it, it'll adhere nicely. Rather than try and cut it, you can fold it there. Okay. And then we'll put tear and tape here. So when you get ready to go to the post office, you are good to go. Okay. So I think what I took away from actually creating with these this weekend was to really look at the pattern paper, decide what side is going to be the best for the writing on, because I wasn't a big fan of putting the copy paper on the outside. I had thought about just regular mailing labels, but oh, I didn't really want to do that, did I? Because I'm not mailing it right now. Oh, that was silly. Okay, we'll just put those back on. Like I said, tear and tape's easy to work with. Okay. Okay. So I guess one of the other things as I'm doing this is the 6th envelope. It takes a little bit of practice. So you'll see here there's a little oopsie. And that's because when I went to cut I pre-cut those corner pieces out. And I think what the answer is to do the folding and fitting first before you cut those corners out, because they might need to be a little bit bigger. Okay, so, but I think it's a beautiful set, and I look forward to making the rest of them in the other colors so you can see how they come out with the other 2 stamp sets. I hope you like the project. And as I said, please give some love to Connie for coming up with this and being so generous, sharing it on YouTube. And she is one of our Creative 8 teachers. So if you've taken a Creative 8 class, she's the one who works with my upline, Jackie Ballheis and Brandy Cox and Sharon Armstrong, to put those workshops on. And we would not be in the same place crafting without those people. So let me come back to here. Here I am saying goodnight to you. I will be live on Thursday, and I will have the finished set of the blooms cards for you to take a look at. And they'll have some of the delightful wishes and also the link together sentiments. And we'll do them really fancy. We'll see the pink version. Okay. So I look forward to talking with you guys on Thursday. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.